What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode with Mom and Papa Joe. It's been a while since we've had some pastrami. Mom and I have got a taste for it. How about some pork belly pastrami? Let's check this out. All right, first thing we're going to do today is to make the brine for our pastrami. What I've got here is 2 quarts of water. This brine is going to consist of an entire gallon, but this is just 2 quarts. To this 2 quarts, we're going to add half a cup of white sugar, a 1/4 cup of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of some curing salt. Number 1, do not confuse this with Himalayan pink salt. This is what prevents your meat from spoiling. 2 teaspoons. 2 tablespoons of pickling spice. Man, this has got everything in it. I won't even bother to try to mention what's in there. To that, we're going to add a chunk of onion, and this is about 5 crushed cloves of garlic. We're going to get this on the stove, heat it up to dissolve the salt and sugar and to activate the other herbs.
Smells good.
While our brine, our cure, is on the stove, we're going to knock out this pork belly, man. We've got a beautiful piece. This weighs a little over 4 pounds, but it's beautifully thick, well marbled. Love the ratio of meat to fat. It's got the skin on. So that's about the only thing I'm going to do in terms of prepping is to remove the skin. It'd be nice if it came off in one piece. And as usual, folks, I've got my anti-cut gloves under here just in case. All right, there we are, folks. Didn't come off in one piece by no means, but we got it done. I'm going to do some hatch marks in here just to allow some of this brine to be able to penetrate. I'm not going in any particular shape or anything. I just want to expose some meat. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's take a look at our brine. Our brine has been chilled, cooled down, still got a little ice in it. This is the concentrated, and here's the rest of our gallon. This is perfect, man. I can taste the salt, I can taste the sweet. In with our belly. I just want to open it up. The rule of thumb is that per every 1/2 inch of meat, you want to go 1 day in the brine. This is about 2 inches thick, so that would be 4 days. We're going to go past that. We're probably going to do 6 days because that's what I've always done with brisket. I want to put something on top of this just to keep it submerged. But every day, or at least every other day, I'll come in here and just flip it to make sure we're getting the same coverage on each side. I'm thinking that right there, that should do it. So into the fridge for about 6 days. All right, folks, exactly 6 days to the minute. And all I've done since we last saw each other was flip this at day 3, and we're pulling it out. We have changed color significantly. We've grayed. I don't want to rinse this off, so I'm going to be trying to knock off or wipe off as much of the pickling spices as I can without making a mess. You could season this and cook it immediately, but it's a little later in the evening. I'm going to put this on a rack after I dry it and allow a pellicle to develop. And a pellicle is that sticky kind of gooey surface that develops in the refrigerator after a couple of hours or overnight. And that allows things to seal a little bit. It allows you to retain more moisture as you cook. And it also helps smoke better adhere to this piece of meat. So this is going on this rack. And we shall see this tomorrow. So we are back, man. And we are out of the fridge. The first thing we're going to do is to make the rub that we're going to put on here. This rub consists of 3 ingredients. We're going to be using fresh coriander seeds. We're going to grind them. We're going to be using some minced garlic and 16 mesh cracked black pepper that I already have in this container. So I'm looking for about 1.5 tablespoons of these coriander seeds. I want to grind them down to about the 16 mesh size. I don't want it to get too powdery, so we're going to leave it right there. And the same thing with these garlic flakes. They're a little larger than 16 mesh. All right, we'll do it right there. My 1/4 cup of 16 mesh black pepper. So I'm going to come in here with 1 and about 1/2 coriander seeds. 1. You know what? Let's go for broke. No need for any binders or anything. It's tacky. No salt in this rub. There's plenty of salt inside and outside of this piece of meat. We want this rub to be on here pretty heavy. All right, we're going to call that good. Let's head outside and get this Traeger cranked up. Nothing fancy today, folks. The Traeger Timberline 850 is preheated to 250 degrees. Got my little piece of foil down there to help me with cleanup. Unlike bacon, we're going to take this a little further in terms of temperature. I probably want to take this closer to about 190. I don't want it falling apart. I want to be able to slice it. Let's see how long this takes at 250 degrees. All right, let's make a dressing that we're going to be putting on these pastrami sandwiches. I've got here 1/2 cup of mayonnaise if you're choosing. Going to come in with some good horseradish, 1/2 of a tablespoon. 1.5 tablespoons of grated onion, 1.5 tablespoons of sweet pickle relish, about 2.5 tablespoons of ketchup, maybe 1/2 teaspoon of some Worcester paprika, maybe 1/2 teaspoon, and a little hot sauce to taste. And as usual, folks, it's always better if you can make this maybe a day in advance. And we're going to let this sit while our pork belly does its thing. 3-hour mark. Let's take a look. We are getting some rendering, a little pooling. Not going to even worry about that. All right, that bark is definitely set. We are pushing in the high 150s. Without a stall or anything, we may have another 1.5 to 2 hours. But it's looking good. So we are right under 6 hours. This is where we need to be. 188. All right, so it probes pretty nicely right there in the thickest part of the meat. So we're pretty much averaging around that 190. There's still going to be a little carryover before this cools down. But again, very simple cook. We're going to get this inside, allow it to cool down. All right, folks, it's been over an hour. That pork belly has been coming to room temperature. These are going to be hot pastrami sandwiches. We've got some sourdough bread that we're going to butter and get toasted, along with some Swiss and some provolone cheese. Hot pastrami sandwiches coming up. The house smells like pastrami. I'm going to use my electric knife to try to get some more uniform cuts. Haven't used this since my last competition. All right, let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's the end piece. Oh my goodness. Of course, that's got the perfect amount of salt. The salt and the sweet. This is absolutely delicious. It's time to put one of these things together, man. We've got that meat nice and hot. Come in here with our dressing. Love how chunky this is. Oh, still smoking hot. Oh, look at that cheese right there. Come on. Let's go for a money shot right here. Oh. Oh, yeah. Goody, goody gumdrop. This is a beast. So tender. The ratio of salt and sugar with those spices, the zing of the spices really sets it off. Crunchy bread, creamy cheese. Wow. Doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Hardest part is waiting 6 days. Very happy with this. Mom and I are getting ready to sit down. Want to thank you guys and gals as usual for hanging out with us, man. We really appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming very soon. And as always, Mom and I want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Holla.